Iranian American journalist Karmel Melamed joins us now. We have a lot to talk about mass graves, Iranian TV being hacked. But I want to start here, my friend. There are reports, credible reports coming out that chemical weapons have been used against the protesters. I wanted to make sure that this was a story that was being picked up by reputable news stories. So I was looking, people like Newsweek, New York Post. Let me read you from the Jerusalem Post. Reports from UK officials have raised serious concerns that Iranian security forces may have used chemical weapons or toxic substances to suppress dissent throughout the country. Karma, what can you tell us about this?
My various sources in different parts of Iran are telling me that a lot of the protesters that had come out last week between the 8th and the 11th are now suffering from shortness of breath, paralysis, feelings of nausea, dizziness. They've gone into clinics and hospitals complaining of these health issues, and doctors have told them you've been exposed to some kind of chemical agent during the protests. And they've all been showing these negative repercussions from exposure to some kind of dangerous toxic chemical. We don't know what it is, but in multiple cities, a lot of the protesters, the young people that came out, are complaining of these health issues.
Okay, so what can you tell us about these mass graves that are being found out about?
Unfortunately, Raj, the information coming out from Iran is limited, but in the 1 to 2 hours that the regime opens up the internet, I've been getting continuously very disturbing information coming in from Iran. There are reports in a lot of the major cities that the regime has been digging mass graves with bulldozers to cover up their crimes against humanity. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of people have been shot and killed by the regime, and they're trying to cover up their crimes. The internet's still out. Very limited Starlink images getting out. But the information that's coming out is very gruesome. I've been told that many of the protesters that were wounded did not go to local hospitals and clinics for fear that the regime would arrest them or even execute them in the hospitals. This is very, very horrific. Again, we're not hearing the full story because there's been a shutdown of all communications coming in and out of Iran. But the trickle that I'm receiving is very disturbing. Many of the wounded have died at home because they didn't get medical care. They basically bled to death. Some of the folks that have died, their family members have buried them in their backyards or their gardens because they don't want the regime to take the bodies, extort money from them. As I reported before with you, Raj, the regime has been holding thousands of bodies for ransom. They're demanding that people pay for the bullets used to end the protesters' lives. In many cases, they're also asking the families to sign documents saying that their loved ones that died were a part of the Besiege. The Besiege is a regime held militia. So again, they're trying to cover up their crimes against humanity. They're trying to create this false documentation. The news coming out of Iran that's trickling out, it's just horrific. It's a massive, massive scale of killing, and it's still going on. With all due respect to the president, he claimed that the killings have stopped. They have not stopped. Yesterday, I got a voice recording from one of my contacts in Iran. He was saying, "Listen to this AK-47 firing in the background. Listen to the motorcycles of the IRGC thugs. This is not stopped. This is actually intensifying." There have been some videos showing IRGC thugs breaking into people's homes randomly, arresting people. So the nightmare, the clampdown continues.
Well, Carmel, your reporting on this has been spot on. You are someone who actually does have a small peek into the window of what's actually happening on the ground. So I can't thank you enough for sharing your insight with us here. I think the question. Let me just skip right to the last question, then we'll go back for one more question, which is this: what's next? You've been detailing. You called it the other day. Well, you didn't call it. One of your contacts called it rivers of blood. This is just really hard to watch. And it seems like so far that no help's coming. Obviously, we'll see what happens, what the president decides to do. But what do you think is going to happen next?
I'm really not sure, Raj. I think we're all looking to what the U.S. government and the military is going to be doing. I believe there are a couple of aircraft carriers that are on their way to the Persian Gulf. My contacts, and from what I'm hearing, are people are frightened. They're not coming out. The protests have basically been quashed. They're looking to the skies. They're looking to see what America does, how President Trump's going to come forward with, come through with his promise to help them out. Help's on the way. They're waiting for that. They're not going to come out until there's going to be some kind of force to put down the IRGC and the regime's thugs. There was a glimmer of hope for them yesterday, Sunday, the 18th. All of a sudden, in the middle of the day, Iranian state TV was hacked, and a video message, a very brief video message from the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi was broadcasted. Again, we don't know who did that. We don't know who did the hacking, but those kind of activities and messages send a clear message of hope to the people of Iran to keep up and not give up. Likewise, we've seen a number of protests outside of Iran from Iranian expats in the US, Canada, Europe, Australia. That gives a lot of hope to the protesters, gives a lot of hope to those folks that are fighting for freedom. And they haven't given up. They've been brokenhearted. They've lost family members. Many are still trying to find their loved ones in the morgues. It's a heartbreak. It's a heartbreak, but they're in it for the long haul. And from what they've told me, they're not going to give up until they liberate Iran.
Well, Carmel, that was going to be my final question about the hacking. I this story has become personal to me over the past few weeks, talking to many Iranian folks, but I cannot even begin to imagine the heartbreak and the frustration, the disappointment that you're feeling right now. But if there's any way we can continue to give the Iranian people a voice through you, we will continue to do so. But as for now, my friend, thank you for coming on, and God bless.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for CBN to continue covering this story. It's hugely important.